Hi guys, Sarah, the Northwoods Stitcher here. I did find the missing clip from my previous video. I meant to show you guys the plastic bag that I kept my foam board and the mat board in. So I'm gonna edit it in right next to this and then we'll start all over again. Sorry for the delay. Found them. So if you do a search on Amazon under poster art storage bags, you should be able to find these. It's just an oversized bag. Very simple plastic snap buttons. There's a little pocket in the front if you need to have a label on it. I've just put a bunch of foam board in here. And it's so much easier now that it's in one spot. All I have to do is just grab it, pull it out, throw the extra pieces back in, and off I go. 2 bags, less than $16, I think. Poster art storage bags. You might have to put the word clear in there in the search, but that's what pops up. They came all folded, plastic on plastic, really creased, but I just put them on the floor and let them relax for a few days, and they came to life again. Throw them over the back of a chair too, that'll work. Brilliant stuff, because now it's all in one spot. The tiny, tiny little pieces, I just keep in, I have a collection you can see in the back here of cat food cardboard boxes, the old cases. I save those for everything. So I don't know if I'm going to paint something, it's going to be wet, I want to move it, I can put it in a little cardboard box. I throw these in there, quick grabs, very handy to have. I'm a total enabler, I guess, but yeah, those are handy to have. So if you want to look those up, they're pretty easy to find. I also wanted to show you guys some other tools that I've been using. I'm not sure if people know much about the wool mats. A friend of mine turned me on to them. I have 3 irons for ironing, and I don't iron anything but cross stitch. I don't know how sane that sounds, but you know, if you get your clothes out of the dryer fast enough, they're not wrinkled. You can buy these wool mats in different sizes, and when you iron your cross stitch on them, your work is not going to shift around on it, so it's not going to stretch, and maybe the count will be a little spread out a bit. They're 100% wool. I saved the plastic bag that mine came in because it's great for storage. You can buy bags, but then you start going up in price. You could probably use an oversized pillowcase too. So this one is by Ohoko. I think it might be a New Zealand Maori word for something, but I'm not sure. So I think this is New Zealand mat. This is the size I went to. I'm not quite sure of the dimensions. You see how thick it is? It's wonderful because when you lay down your work and you start to iron on it, nothing shifts, nothing moves. You can buy different wood blocks too for, I guess, assisting in bigger projects. I don't do that, I don't have that. But the mat is great, and I just store it in a laundry room where I actually have a table that this will fit on. And I just slip it back in its bag and keep it for storage. I'm thinking about getting some smaller ones because they are so handy. You can also get big pieces and you can cut them to fit your ironing board, which I think is amazing, but I don't really want to have an ironing board up all the time or get all that out. When it comes to irons, I said I have 3. I'd like to get a cordless one, but I just don't see the point because I don't do much ironing. I also have a mini iron, which yes, I do still keep in its original packaging because I have a pegboard or slat board. I just pop it out of its casing when I need it. But this is great for mini projects. And this even says, the mini iron that makes it quick and easy and fun. Okay. It's got a little stand with it. For my smaller ornaments, it's really handy because you can really get into little areas where the line's a little difficult. They do get pretty hot. I've got some different settings on it, of course, but you really need to be careful and watch how long you're holding it and pressing it. pretty handy for small craft projects. And you can pick these up all over the place. I can't remember how much this one is. This is by Clover. I don't think it's fun, but it's useful. I do like to iron my fabric before I stitch on it, but sometimes you just can't help it with some of the smaller ones. Oh, also, when talking about ironing, it reminded me of a comment. Carolyn had mentioned magazine holders. We talked about storing stuff in binders, and a lot of you do that. But you can also store magazines in binders. And the magazines have a different kind of binder system because you can get these little things. These are great. I do use the heavier binders with these, but you just find the center of the magazine, open it up, pop it in, and now you can stick it in a 3-ring binder. Very handy. So I think this is probably, this might be a 4-inch. Oh, it's very heavy. But this does make browsing through your magazines a lot better. You can see your patterns better this way. The other way to store them, of course, is just the magazine boxes. You can get the boxes too. If you want to find these plastic magazine holders, you can get them on, what is it called? AnniesCatalog.com. Annie's sells a lot of craft stuff. So if you go to AnniesCatalog.com, you can find them under magazine holders. If you're an Amazon shopper, you do have to put in magazine holder for 3-ring binder, then they pop up. And I think you can get about 48 for around $15 or $16. That's not bad. And 48 does go pretty quickly if you have a collection of magazines. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I have 9 big binders, and I'm growing. So somebody told me a couple years ago, a friend of mine, Lisa, said, you don't need any more subscriptions. You have enough patterns. So I have cut back. I only get 1 subscription now. I don't buy it, so I think it's okay. My husband buys it for me. But I've cut back drastically. It might help a little bit. Also, I wanted to show you guys some progress I've done. I find it really difficult to stitch lately because all of a sudden my cat wants to nest on me, and of course I put everything down if she wants to nest. But in my first video, I was showing you my Abraham Lincoln by Carriage House Samplings. And that's coming along. I started that on the 18th of this month, so March 18th. I am doing it on a Schweeeeeet 20 count. Let me get the cat hair off of that. And he's coming along nicely. I've got one eye sorted. Like my little murder kitty up there. My murder kitty's holding a knife. We always talk about cats having murder mittens with their nails. So that's a Schweeeeeet Cameo 20 count that I'm doing this on. And I'm liking the colors better than the actual picture. If you look at the picture, I think they tried to go for more vintage look. The colors really didn't pop. The colors didn't pop at all in the picture. And I did not use the called for fabric. I just used what I had handy and what I think will fit in a frame. Sometimes you have to consider what you're going to stitch on in order to make it frame worthy. If not, you'll get stuck with an odd shape that you're going to pay a lot more to frame, or you'll be forced to make it into a pillow. Not everything renders itself a nice pillow. Somebody posted, a friend of mine posted recently, I buy supplies faster than I stitch. So I've got quite a mailbox showing to show you guys of what I've been buying lately. Don't ask me where I got them. I do know that this one came from a Facebook group. I think it was Stash Unload. If you haven't checked out some places on Facebook to buy cross stitch, you should. If you need any help finding them, mention it in the comments. I can list a couple that I belong to. This is a really great Astor Place. And this is all patterns done on perforated paper, which I really like to play on. But look at all the designs and patterns. Some great ideas in here. What I like about some of these particularly, they're very easy to frame afterwards. I can make the card any size I want, or I can buy pre-cut cards and just have a frame handy to pop in the design, so I can give the card as a gift, a birthday card, send the frame along too if they want to frame it. I think it's really cute. This is a very old one too. This is from 1988. But I love how they have different seasons here. And I can do different things with it. This might have come from one of those sites. This is called Little House Needleworks Thread Gathering Special Edition. Well, this is signed. This is interesting. Let me take it out of its case. This is from 2006. Cotton wool, silk, cotton wool, silk. I think that's a sweet stitch. And I could probably do it in some pretty patriotic colors and make it one of my patriotic stitches for July, because I really don't have anything to hang specifically for July. But I can make it look like I'm stitching the flag or something. This is a really sweet one. This is called Fox and Almonds by Ingleside Imaginarium. I love how they framed it like he's peeking. I think I have some good blue. But that is a design, I think based off of one of Van Gogh's. Yeah, Fox and Almonds is a foxy take on Van Gogh's Almond Blossoms. It's done on a bright, almost aqua blue of Bestitch Me's Rainy Day Linen. That's going to be fun. It's only, I think 5 1/4 by 3 1/2 when it's done. So I'll figure that's done on 40 count. So I'll figure out how I'm going to frame that before I start it. These I think I got from, I wish she put a sticker on them. I think I got these from the Daily Stitcher. No, it's not going to work. You guys can't see it if it's in the plastic. Daisy May. Isn't that sweet? I love that she looks like a chocolate bunny. And I like how they put it in Stitching with the Housewives, put this one out. But I love how they did it in a basket. And it's layered on mat board, maybe foam board, and then put inside a basket. You can make it into a pillow, an ornament. I'm probably going to do an ornament for my Easter tree, which I started working on. This one I think came from the Daily Stitcher as well. October House Fiber Arts, Honey Fair. I could look for a bee button, put a bee button here, or some honeycomb accents at the bottom if I don't want to do some stitching. But I think I might just stitch this whole piece. This is really cute. On 32 count, it's only 5 3/4 by 4 1/4. So this is a nice quick fun stitch. I can't remember from which site I got this one. This is a Silver Creek Samplers, Counting on Love. I'd like to do this for next year's Valentine for my sweetheart. 1, 2, I shall love you. 3, 4, 4, rich or poor. 5, 6, a perfect mix. 7, 8, true soulmates. 9, 10, forever amen. I like the hands up at the top. And I can put our initials here. I could turn it into a wedding sampler. I could just put the date that I finished it. I think, is this one new? I don't think so. I don't see a date on it. 2022. Now, the biggest load of stuff. There is a shop in Michigan, and she's closing. Stitches in Things. So Stitches and Things. STITCHESNTHINGS. Stitchesandthings.com. She's having a really great sale. Go to her website and just see what you can find. I can't remember what percentage it is or was off when I bought these things, but I know that things are probably going to be discounted at amazing prices. Excuse me. I picked up some fabric. This is a really pretty color. Got a small piece of white Ada, not even $4. And then I got this really great blue HD Ada. I don't know what it stands for. But it's 18 count. It's called Christmas Night. I love the variegations in that. It's really pretty. And the rest are charts. Quite a few charts. So, Stitches and Things had ink circles. This was Red Ship of Life. I think we can get that in without popping all these open. I think that's really neat. And I got a couple of Rosewood Manors. This is by the numbers. This is going to be a good reference. I really want to hang this someplace where I can see it, because sometimes you need a reference point for numbering things, or when you're designing or signing off on your own stitches. After the Rosewood Manors 101 alphabets, because I think that would be a great reference piece. But By the Numbers has, oh, I don't know how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 or more different types of numbering fonts. So that's going to be pretty handy to look at and consider using when I'm doing things. The other Rosewood Manor I got was called Reindeer Dreams. To dance with the moon, you need only become friendly with the dreams of a reindeer. And the reindeer are all around the border. I could add some Krynex to make it shine. I could also add that glow-in-the-dark floss, which is not fun to work with. But I did do a moon with it once. It was just, what was that? Tribal stitch. And, oh, it's really cool when it glows in the dark. So I love how this looks. And what a sweet saying. Very cool. I don't think... Yeah, this is 195 by 195 in stitches. And this is a 2020. That's awfully sweet. Oh, then she gave me 4 free patterns. So I have a Silver Creek, Praiseworthy Stitches, the Blue Flower, and Meridian Designs. So I've got 4 free charts. I don't feel I should show, but because it's a graph. I'm going to take this one out. This is Threads of Memory. It's called For My Friend. I love the colors in that, but I also like the fact that I can do it in different size fabrics for different effects. I could do something card size or ornament size, or I can enlarge it for an actual pillow. And I can change the colors around. I think that's really sweet, quick stitch. I got a Teresa Kogut. This is Character. And it's not cooperating. There we go. Character is like a tree, and reputation like a shadow. The shadow is what we think of it, and the tree is the real thing. That's a fantastic folk art piece. $2020. So this should be pretty easy to find still. I like that there are several different thread choices on her chart, so you can, she'll list the week's dye works, and then she'll also list the conversion for DMC on her charts. I think that's nice. Not cooperating. I think I got 30% off. So I'm looking at the price tags on this, and then I'm looking at the receipt. Most expensive thing I paid for, the fabrics. Country Cottage Needleworks, fresh cut Christmas trees. I love the smell of Christmas trees. This is 2019, even though I have an abundance of artificial trees. This says fresh cut Christmas trees, balsam fir, cedar, blue spruce, white pine, cypress, and noble fir. But it's done on that polka dot fabric. And I think a couple of changes will be done. Once again, I don't know until I lay the colors on the fabric, but it looks like cedar and white pine, those letters, and the noble fir. That green might be a little too light in color. So I might change that so you can see it a little bit better. But what a sweet stitch. I think I'm getting so many of the Country Cottage charts, I might have to reassess how I'm storing them. And, you know, maybe not just put them all in my Christmas, but pull them out and put them in their own binder. Country Cottage binder. Oh, this one's fun. Tiny Modernist Folk Art Sampler. This is from, what year? It's new, 2020. Isn't that cute? I think I need her in my kitchen. But then again, I mean, I could use it just as an Easter thing too, because it's got the bunnies and the flowers, and I love it. You can still get these types of frames. I don't know what they're called. Flexible hoop frames, maybe? I could do some research and find out for you. Let me go grab one because I want to show you guys in case you don't know about them. They're really easy to use. Then I'll tell you a funny story about how stupid I was when I got one. Playing on a hoop rack. Making a mess. Dropping things on the floor. Okay. I just made more of a mess in my craft room. So yeah, you can still get these frames. Here's a great shape. I don't know if this one would cooperate, so I'm not going to use this as my demonstration. But say sometime back I ordered a frame and I didn't want it in that direction. I wanted it in this direction. I tried to drill a hole to place the hook. You don't have to do that. What you have to do is just play with it because it's squishy. Yeah, so all I had to do was change the position. Duh. This is how we learn, by making mistakes. So they're handy in that sense. If it's an oval piece, I don't think these would be as forgiving if you wanted a hook up here. But let's find out. Because of these really formed edges. Okay. This is what I thought. This might be something I have to work on the plastic a little bit. Ow, bit me. See, doesn't really work. Maybe if I left it in the hot sun, but that's not gonna, even if I put fabric in here, it's still gonna show the gaps. Oh, it bit me. You know when you pinch your finger and you get goosebumps on your face and you're like, ah. But you see how it kind of, it looks like it wants to cooperate. I don't know how old these frames are. I remember seeing them like from the 80s. So they might be from the 70s. But they're really great. I've bought a few on Etsy. I've bought a few on Amazon. I found a few in yard sales. So just keep your eyes out for them. I just keep these with my regular wood hoops. I did a larger one. I'm terribly sorry I don't know where this pattern came from, but I loved it so much I did a whole bunch for friends. Cross Stitch Crazy certified, official member. Call 1-800-STITCH-FIX. Support group. It's more like an enablers group. I thought that was a sweet stitch. It's got 932 and 352 for colors on the skeins. I might be able to find my paper copy of this. What else did I want to show you? I can't remember what I did and what I didn't show. But I think this will be it for this video. I'll get more organized and I will come back with some more. So until then, have a great day and happy stitching and be safe.